Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. Another episode of Sibling Showdown. One more big board, it appears, that we can do before the contest closes, and we will do that in just 1 minute. That's right. We are back. It's not Thursday. We will get back to Thursday Sibling Showdowns. Of course, starting Monday, BBM will be open, but it appears big board is still open. So why not rip one more big board before the NFL draft tomorrow? Steve, unfortunately, I'm having issues with my Twitter streaming, so I need to check that. But let's say hi to people in the chat really quick, and then I can check that as you talk about you ripping as many little boards as you possibly can. We got Jeff T, Sibling Showdown without samurai swords, like peanut butter jelly without jelly. Always good to see you, Jeff T. Of course, Mike Robb says you're delayed figuring out, and we apologize for the delay. We both had tech difficulties, fun times, but figuring out how many buttons to be undone for the viewing audience. GAB in chat. Maybe Meg heard Scatterboo was moving up the NFL draft boards, had to readjust the ranks. Always focused on the Scatterboo ranks. Cannot wait to see where he lands. We got DQ. Come on, Scatterboo 101 or bust. We got DQ in chat. We got our guy Tyler in chat. Absolutely can't wait to start doing shows with you, Tyler. We're going to start the Friends of Best Ball again. I mean, it's officially best ball season starting Monday. So one more big board and then NFL draft. And by the way, with Tyler in chat, he's doing a live draft stream tomorrow night for round one. Be sure to check him and guest out tomorrow night during round one. Me, Steve, I think Justin and Andrew, potentially others, I don't know. We'll see. We'll be doing a round two show on Friday because there's going to be plenty of fantasy relevant people players getting drafted on Friday. So check out Friday, 7:00. We will be here live reacting to round 2 and 3. We got Omega King, GM. So Steve, why don't you talk about you ripping low boards? I need to check my Twitter feed really quick.
Yeah, so as I'm sure everyone knows, Underdog released the Little Board 2, 56,000 entries on Monday. And because they put it out on Monday, it's only 29% full, and we have less than 24 hours to go. It closes at 6 p.m. tomorrow. So we're looking at 23 hours to fill, 61%, and I just don't think it's going to come close to that. They might get up to like 70 total percent. A lot of people just throwing in last entries, but also that's the other thing is a lot of people are just auto drafting, with the ranking, so they're not necessarily getting stacks. They're not getting, they might be overexposed to one team or one situation, and just not as strong teams as you'd normally see. Given the late notice. And I know I can at least say for myself, I've been multi-tabling this because I have about 14 more to go. And so I wouldn't say I'm as sharp as I normally am, but still right. The fact that it's 4 of 12 advanced, and then even the second and third rounds are better advancements than the Little Board 1. Yes, all the money's in the end, and it's very top heavy, top 10. You kind of have to get top 15 to get a decent prize, but it's $3. If you max it, it's $150. You do $10-$30, whatever. I don't know. Given the overlay and everything else, I still think it's a good tournament. So I'm definitely trying to max, and
because there'll probably be like 6 or 7 advanced or 6 advanced or something with the potential overlay. Yeah,
depending, that'll be the rough estimate. I mean, obviously it's by final score, but yeah.
And Mike Robb said in chat, I get the feeling Mama and Papa Shoup had to tell the kids time until Meg 15 minutes early. And Mike, it's like you grew up with Steve and I. It really is like you grew up with Steve and I. swear the tardiness today was Steve and I both having tech difficulties. Fun time. My computer's like half sideways. So I think I need a new computer. Steve was having audio issues. So just fun time over here. But yes, you're not wrong. It's like you grew up with us. I'm always late. So yes. And then, always good to see Omega King, Hu Hain, Hames, our guy Who Hames in chat.
What was Jeff? I saw Jeff had a
Yeah,
comment.
Jeff said lower entry, so you'll see a lot come in late. So he's predicting 77%, but still overlay. So it'll be interesting. We're down to 23 hours. So it's whatever can get done.
I thought 70%, but yeah, I could see it, the max being like 75, 77% for sure. But yeah, that's still a good chunk of teams that aren't advancing. Remember, every draft that doesn't get filled, that's 4 spots that advance.
Right. Absolutely. And Jeff T said, day 2 show, you mean? Yes. So check out day 1, night 1, NFL draft tomorrow night, of course, starting at 8:00. Check out Tyler's show on the Fantasy Sanctuary. We will be doing a day 2 show, rounds 2 and 3. Friday night, starting at 7 p.m. We'll be reacting live to rounds 2 and 3, day 2 for sure. Because again, a lot of those players are going to be fantasy relevant guys that we're drafting in BBMs and other drafts. And just before we get into a draft, Steve, I know you had a tweet responding to somebody about, trying to, best practices to try to make best ball as profitable as you can. And obviously every season it's its own beast, but you talked about like looking for those good advance rate contests and stuff like that. Maybe talk about that for a minute. Cause I know I did it too. And that was absolutely key to the reason. The year before I was like only in contests that had like BBM, like 1/16 type, and then like puppy, like 1/10, 1/12. Last year, I was like advanced rate snob. I only did contests outside of the BBMs we did on basically the show. I only did contests like 2 of 10, 1 of 5, 1 of 6. So I'm going to be really, really particular about that. And I also really want to lean into the marathon. I had some fun marathon teams, and I know you did really well in the eliminator. So I love that Underdog gives us so many options. I'm going to focus on that. Give us your thoughts, and then we will jump into one more big board.
Yeah. So I think if you're looking to be profitable, to get ROI, the best ROI, look, we all want to win the BBM, 1.5 million, or even a puppy that's 100K. And I use the puppy as an example because Underdog late in the year released a German Shepherd, $5, same exact price point. I want to say it was 10 or 20 max. I can't remember off the top of my head, but maxing that, you got more money to just make playoffs, and then each round, the much better advance rates to get through to the finals. Yeah. And top prize was 10K. Well, sure, 100K is a lot better than 10K, but your odds to get that 10K or even 1,000, which was I think the top 4, top 5, just much better than to get that on, a puppy where you're just advancing. Not just, it's the same through the first round, but then it's 1 of 10, 1 of 10.
Those are gauntlets. That's brutal.
And those are tough. And look, they're not impossible, but they are tough, and they're definitely way better than BBM. You'd be surprised that gap between 1 of 10 and 1 of 16. But it's just, and I'm not saying don't do puppies. I'm not saying don't do BBMs, but to me, I'm going to prioritize. This is what I did last year. Same. I'm definitely making sure I'm filling the German Shepherd. If that takes away a couple of puppy entries from me, so be it. Same with
and all those other breeds, the corgi, the hound dog, a lot of those were all, it didn't have to be, yes, the one that I made the finals. And basically you have to make finals to profit. Let's be honest. But in all, the sum of parts of having a good advance rate and that stuff helps, but you have to make finals to profit. But having a, 2 of 10, 2 of 8, 1 of 5, 1 of 6, that's all better. And it doesn't just have to be, now mine happened to be in the Bulldog, the $75. And that was 2 of 10, 2 of 10. Let me tell you, I needed that 2 of 10 because even like a 1 of 5 situation, the guy, I think both weeks, or no, I was first one week, but the other guy had like just the nuts one week, and it wouldn't have mattered. I had to have a 2 of something situation. So I'm really going to really, really, really pay attention to that, because that is ultra key. And then, had a final sweat with 5th place in Bulldog. It was awesome, but it doesn't have to be the expensive price points, 50, 75, 101 Dalmatian. It can be the hound dog, there was the poodle, what was the one that was like 20? Was that the
that was the
pit bull? Yeah, check all the breeds out. I hope they do a boxer this year. I'll do it in honor of and do it for my rigs. But no, they have all these other breeds that a lot of them do have better advance rates. Or again, Steve and I are going to focus, and that's something I think it's important for just the whole ecosystem of best ball to keep going and people to feel success is just, diversify portfolio of the different types of styles of contests, whether it's marathon, sprint, eliminator, that kind of stuff. I know you did well Eliminator, I did well in Marathon. And so that was helpful too. And I think we're going to really lean into that here. There's going to be shows about BBM, there's going to be DraftKings, there's going to be drafters, but we're also going to cover Marathon and Sprint and Eliminator. And it's not just going to be BBM and puppies. Basically, we're going to try to cover all the different kind of formats. We're going to have rankings for all the formats when we launch our Best Ball subscription around May 1st. So, okay, I think that covers it. Let's say hi one more time to the chat. Fanspeak Network has 100% advance rate in our hearts. Thank you, Jeff T. You have 100% advance rate in our hearts as well. Fantasy Football Garage. What's up, Candyman? Always good to see you. And of course, our guy Bruni. What's up, nerds? We will be doing a show again. Bruni will be on with us Friday at 7:00, reacting to round 2. We're in round 3. And by the way, Bruni, it's sounding like maybe a trade up from the Bears to 5 to get Genty. I feel like I saw more smoke on Twitter about that. So if the Bears get Ashton Genty, that is going to be so fun. Okay, I'm going to pull over Underdog now. One more big board. If you want to enter us, this is, again, there is the little board for $3, and definitely like take Steve's advice and try to get in if you want to chase that overlay. But this is 97% full, the big board. So one more big board for the siblings here. Probably a lot of you are max. So if you're not able to enter, we understand. But if you do want to join, I'm going to join in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. And we have 8 more to start. So again, it might be filling slower because, you know, the little people are just ripping little boards like crazy right now. But I'm going to pull this over. We can talk until it starts. And again, if you want to join us, there are now 6 more to start. So Justin said it's in the Reddit streets now about the Ashton Genty trading up to 5 to get Genty. Must be true. I like it, Bruni. Must be true if it's in the Reddit streets.
You want to log into BBO?
Thank you.
And I will say it does seem something seems like it's going to happen. Some sort of trade. Yeah. Whether it's the Bears, whether it's the Cowboys, the Broncos have been rumored to want to come up. That's obviously a big move up. But you know, we'll see. I do think something's going to happen, just because. Look, and I think Genty's a guy I could work for. I think honestly one of those tight ends, whether it be Warren or Loveland, just because there's such a gap. And while there's a couple teams in that top 10 who need them, there are some teams outside of that top 10 who could really use a tight end upgrade. Seattle, you know, some still say the Chargers, which wouldn't totally shock me, even with the Tyler Conklin signing. And then of course the Rams, who last year tried to make the big move up for Brock Bowers and were kind of rebuffed. So, right. You know, like I absolutely could see some sort of trade in the works, particularly for one of these offensive skill guys.
Yeah, Jeff says, Genty the Bears, smoke is real. GM's comments about how draft night could get crazy. Yeah, I think foreshadowing. Is this our guy, Stephen WC? You have to let us know whether Stephen or Stephen WC. Always good to see you. And it looks like GAB is Young Mula. That's right. You have done drafts with us. Always good to see you. Is in. So looking forward to drafting with you here. Mike Robb says Bruni's ready to get his hopes up when the Bears miss playoffs. His tears will fuel the haters for ages to come. Pray for Bruni. Bruni, I'm really excited for you if you guys get Genty. That would be so fun. Yeah, you're on Chrome. I love it. Good to see you, Steven. Always good to see you in the streets. So how many more are we waiting on? Oh, it's about to start. It's about to start. Okay, so this will be our last Sibling Showdown big board. We thought it was last week. It's tonight. And then we will turn the page. Like I said, Steve and I will do some BBM, but on Fanspeak Network, we'll cover BBM, it'll cover DraftKings, it'll cover drafters, it'll cover everything. But Steve and I are going to lean into a lot of the other contests on Underdog, whether it's the other dog breeds, whether it's Marathon, Eliminator. That'll be fun. You thought the Marathon, Sprint, and Eliminator was, and if anybody in chat remembers this better too, you said you thought that those were all released in May, Steve?
So Eliminator and Weekly Winners, I believe, were released at the same time. And then Marathon and Sprint were released, and that was like maybe a week or two after the BBM was launched. And there was a mess up with one of them, if I remember correctly. I think maybe the Eliminator, and then so they had to go back and do it. But the Marathon and Sprint.
Oh, I faintly remember that. Okay. Okay, I remember that. Okay, so Marathon Sprint was end of May, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those. And you said Eliminator, you thought was beginning of May?
Yeah, I think that was maybe a week after.
Okay.
The
Yeah, no,
BBN
that'll be
maybe too.
interesting. All right. So we have started and we got our guy Bruni at the, I'd love to see you jumping in with us, Bruni. We got our guy Bruni at the 101, took Barkley, mixing up those exposures for these last drafts. I like it. Then we are at the 7 spot. Then we got Faraci. I'm not sure if he's in chat, but I certainly recognize Faraci at the 8 spot. And then young Mula is at the turn at the 12 spot. So very fun. And if you are in here and we, don't see you or I didn't mention you, be sure to drop your name in chat. Okay, we are on the clock, Steve. And it's Puka, Nico, neighbors, all that, all the receivers. Who do you want to pull up here? Or do you want to pull Genty up? You know what I want to do.
Say, let's pull Genty.
If
he's going to the Bears.
If he's going to the Bears, this is
he's
where
going.
He's going higher than this. He's going where he's going, or probably 106 or 16. Don't you think?
Oh, easily. I mean, it could go, Chase Saquon 1-2, and then Bijan Gibbs Genty. That could be the top 5 if he gets the right landing spot. And anyway, it's so close at this point. Like, I like all those receivers here, but let's have fun with this.
Okay, hold on one second. So let's see. We have Dynasty Coach at the 11 spot. So that's Rocky 3x3. Is this?
What?
Trying to make sure. I didn't know if I know this happened to Andrew the other night where it wasn't like catching up, like it wasn't showing it live as fast.
It looked like it, at least what I'm seeing on video. Yeah. Looks good.
Okay, so at the 11 spot now. Rocky 3x3 is in chat, and Young Mula at the 12 spot. So we got 11 and 12 in with us too. Let's see. Steven says last year was my first year in UD after I watched drafts on Mason Dodd's channel, which is a great channel. Obviously, my first contest was the Eliminator. We'll be covering all the different ones here, Steven. And then let's see. Jeff says large body of water isn't the Pacific Ocean's pool of tears from Cam Scottaboo not being selected 107. Absolutely love it. And then Faraci is in here with us. It's me at the 7 spot. It's M Shoup is me. So I'm not sure if there's a Mike Shoup in the draft space, but M Shoup is me. Steve is handle on on Underdog is Steve O Speak. And then who Hames Genty over Saquon if Bears. Let's see. Mega King. People will take Genty so early if it's the Bears. Absolutely. We got some tacos tonight, Bruni. I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Like Andrew has the bootleg internet. That's the problem. It looked like pause for a second. So I was like, oh my God, am I having Andrew's issues? Is the draft pause for me? And we're actually like back on the clock. We got spread on Starlink. We got our Andrew on Starlink. DJ Quill, always good to see you in here. Okay. The Mike Shoup from he's on Ship Chasing and the WGR Bills radio. Okay. Didn't somebody on BBG's chat ask if you're related to Mike Shoup? Yeah.
It's probably a little differently, but yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We were about to be back on the clock. Let me pull this over and we are back on the clock. AJ Brown, Ladd McConkey, Jonathan Taylor, Trey McBride, Bucky Irving is the top of the board. I could use some more AJ Brown, but I'm happy to go Ladd if you want to.
Let's do AJ.
Okay. No, that's funny. That's just funny that he asked if it was Mike Shoup because you just got asked if you were related to Mike Shoup. So I think he's spelled SCCH. Yeah. All right. So we're kind of in the middle. So we'll just put this back up. I was going to say we could queue up our next picks, but we'll be. Oh, and I actually got to refresh because I do like to see the combination. So as you can see here. Best Ball Overlay allows you to see the percentages and money you've spent on players. So you get to see your exposures. It'll allow you to see highlight team correlation. When the schedule comes out, you can see playoff correlation. But let me refresh here because where it says players here, then you can check for combos. And this is my favorite thing about Best Ball Overlay. So bestballoverlay.com, use code Fanspeak, and then you get 25% off or $10 a month. So as you can see, I pull up Ashton Genty. I have 13% Ashton Genty, 8 teams. So then I can see, okay, what combos do I have? So I got a good bit of Drake May with Ashton Genty. Nothing else too crazy. Do I have a 75% Travion Henderson? So maybe we don't take Travion Henderson on this team. You can just see like, okay, I want to mix up the 62% Alec Pierce, and then you could also see like, okay, who are the early guys that I do? Half the time, I guess on the second, third round, I got, Mike Evans. You can see, especially those early combinations. Okay, I really want to watch this. McCaffrey, I've done 37. You can get the common McCaffrey, Genty, at that turn. So I had done that 37% of the time. So especially with your early picks, I like to mix up and diversify. Okay, I took Genty. Who do I want to mix up so it's not just constantly the same combos? So so easily you can fall into those same combos, and you can do it with all the players in your draft. Okay, who do I have most often with AJ Brown? Obviously I'm guessing Hurts. Yeah, 100% Hurts. So if we wanted to do a non-Hurts team, we could, because all my other AJ Brown teams, which are only a few, are with Hurts. So, it's those kind of things to just mix up exposures. And that's what I love so much about Best Ball Overlay. If you're doing a high volume of drafts, this is key to, again, checking your exposures, but also checking the combinations for sure. Huaim says, hey, Quill, good to see DJ Quill in here. Let's see. The poser Shoup, not legit. Not legit. Yeah. Okay. So we are back on the clock. M Shoup, us. So Josh Jacobs falling to 31. So we could get some falling value. Kyron Williams. We could get more elite quarterback. Mike Evans, who I said we have a good bit of. I don't know that we have much Devontae with Genty.
Yeah, or do Devontae or Jacobs.
Let me just see if I can check super quick. I don't have any Jacobs, and I don't believe I have like one Devontae share. Do you have a strong take? Oh, no. Okay. I don't really.
Let's go for Devontae.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I was just pulling it up, and I think I had, one share. So that works. All right. So back over here, Lamar went 27. So often we see the quarterbacks now go very end of the third, elite quarterbacks, that is, very end of the third, fourth round. But maybe people are just at this point in the drafts just trying to mix up exposures, mix up combinations for sure. We pulled some people up. I think the last show, didn't we have the turn and we pulled up guys just to change our combo with Chase, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense at this point, especially when this is about to close, and just to get more unique with that. But I don't mind doing that kind of thing. And maybe something we do with the next pick. Though it is nice that you're already unique with AJ Brown for your build.
Right.
Obviously, plenty of people I'm sure have maybe, and actually by point of Genty, there's probably not a lot of Genty AJ Brown because Brown goes in that that back middle,
not just for me, but just in general, the hard, when you say flip the board or pull a guy up, it's for the purpose of changing your combination.
Yeah.
So Jeff says, I honestly can't see a landing spot where Genty falls, that he, wouldn't be a workhorse. He'll be a workhorse anywhere he goes. Totally agree with you there. This is where we do disagree though, Jeff. He said most overvalued player for me, it's Travis Hunter. He has serious landing spot and playing time risk. I don't think he's going to have playing time risk. My gut is, it's going to be Browns and he's going to play receiver. If it is some trade up, I think they're trading up for more the receiver end of it. Yes, you could say who's throwing him the ball with the Browns. That part could be a risk, but he's the wide receiver one in this class. And so I'm absolutely obsessed. I think if he does go Browns too, and it's clear he's receiver, he's going to go fourth round in BBM.
Yeah. And the thing is, like we saw this last year with, Neighbors, and partly the reason why I wasn't thrilled, and because he was going in second, but it's like he's got the worst quarterback. And then we saw it didn't start off on paper as him having a terrible quarterback, but Brian Thomas Jr., nobody expected Mac Jones to be throwing him half of his passes, but it still didn't matter,
Right.
And I do think it's similar for Hunter, especially now that we kind of know it's the Browns. Like that wide receiver room, I was a little bit more worried when it's the Giants because I think Neighbors is going to be the one basically over anyone. And you need a really good quarterback like a Burrow, like a Mayfield, like we see with Jamar Higgins or Evans Godwin type thing.
All right, Steve, we're back on the clock. Do you want to go Hampton? I love Hampton. Another one.
Let's
But
just
we
go
know
for
he's
a
going
double
first
rookie running
round,
back.
double rookie running back room. I'm obsessed. So we started 0-2-2. But Jeff, we respectfully disagree on that
Yeah,
one. We
no, I mean,
absolutely 100% agree with you on the Genty. So bullish on Genty. But yeah, I think I'm just so like a fangirl. I'm so excited to see Travis Hunter play in the NFL. Like you said, that Sports Illustrated article, he just seems like a good guy, good teammate, just obsessed with, just focuses on football and fishing. And, I absolutely can't wait to see this unicorn play in the NFL, and can't wait to, there are some comparisons to prime Odell Beckham, Justin Jefferson. Some of the comps are awesome. So
yeah.
I can't wait to see him play. Be fun if we got some kind of quarterback upgrade other than just, old man Joe Flacco, but we will see that. But like you said, last year with BTJ and with Neighbors, they didn't have good quarterbacks throwing to them. And
no, and that's the thing is, I think with the Browns, again, just getting back to that, I think he becomes the featured point, the focal point, where that's what we saw with Neighbors. Like, yeah, terrible quarterback play between Daniel Jones, the Italian Stallion, and Drew Lock, but it didn't matter in a number of weeks because they were able to just get him the ball 10, 12, 15, 18 targets one game.
And GAB is right. He may not win. He may throw a bunch of picks still, but Flacco can sling it. And Hugh Hames says Flacco can lock on to wide receiver one with the best of them. He was decent for Josh Downs last year. I remember betting Josh Downs props and that kind of stuff. Pittman was banged up. And then, like Jeff says, not arguing against talent. We're drafting fantasy production, not talent. Fair point about QB I was off Neighbors specifically and only for that reason last year. And, it didn't burn me because obviously I was drafting Saquon in round 2. So that didn't hurt me, but it could have hurt me if it wasn't, Saquon is who you kind of needed to.
And what I will say, if somehow he rises to round 2, that's going to be rich for me. I'll take a little bit, but that's going to be rich. And honestly, why?
Okay, we're on the clock. Godwin, Addison, Waddle. As we know, we took way too much Trayvon Henderson. Yeah, that's what I was just going to suggest. I don't think I have much Godwin with that combination. Okay, so we started 0-2-3. Ashton Genty, O'Marion Hampton, the old first round rookie running back, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, and Chris Godwin. So I like that start.
Yeah.
Let's see what everybody else in chat is doing. We got Bruni's start. We got Barkley, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore. Got his little Bears going there. I've taken a ton of DJ Moore, Bruni, DK Metcalf, Joe Mixon. Faraci goes BTJ, Achan. I'm kind of bummed we had passed on Jacobs now, but then not as much since we did get Hampton. That was fun. But getting a fallen Jacobs is fun. So that was a good pick for Faraci, Jamison Williams, Travion Henderson, who I loved, could sneak into the end of the first round for sure.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's sounding more and more like I just put it in a round 1 parlay. I did like a total lotto round 1 parlay, and I put Travion Henderson in there because it's still plus odds for him to go round 1, but it's sounding more and more like it. And then Rocky 3x3. ASB, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker. I like that. That's a fun start. And then we got our guy Young Mula making his picks here at the 5-6 turn. Puka, Drake London, Josh Allen, Roma Dunze, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris. I like it's nice and balanced. You got, elite quarterback, 3 stud receivers, 2 very solid running backs still. So that's a nice start there. So fun start through 5-6 so far for Young Mula. And we'll be back up in a few picks here. We are coming up, Steve, at 66. So let me bring this back over. All right. So top of the board here. Don't need to look quarterback yet. Obviously, we can keep an eye out for Baker, moving forward. Like I said, in using Best Ball Overlay, I had seen that had Jalen Hurts with my AJ Brown shares, so I'm fine that we're mixing it up on that.
I think
top
we
of the
should
board.
pick who you want.
Oh, hello. Yeah, we were just talking about it. Get a Genty Travis Hunter team, and then if the chat lets us, if we get Scatterboo later, it's just that's our favorite type of draft. Thank goodness. You pointed out last show where I like forgot about it. And then he's risen up so much. He actually showed at the top of the board there. So that was, well, I'm happy.
But no, it's a nice 2-4 build to, and I know they're rookie running backs, but these guys both should just be workhorse backs. And I think Hampton's another one who, easily is probably going to move up at least around, if he goes to the Broncos, boy, it's going to be tough to keep him even out of round 2, I think. Broncos is just such a great landing spot. So we'll have to see where Hampton goes, but I think he's gonna.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rocky or Dynasty Coach. And then Jeff says if Travis Hunter opens in the 6th round, you might hammer him early, fade him late. I could see him opening 4th round, but I mean that's what's going to be so interesting is like
open 4th round.
You think he'll open like
6th round, like he said.
Okay, well, Huhames agrees 4th round.
I think that'll finish, but those first couple of weeks, I think.
Well, that's why those first few days you can get. I mean, remember the Sam Laporte year? He's like undrafted in those first few drafts. We were getting him last round, and then it seemed he only rose as high as like the 14th, 13th, but still, you were getting him in like 18th, 17th that first week. So yeah, Hunter. I think we all agree he'll be 4th round overall. It'll be interesting to see where he starts. But yeah, I think everybody is going to probably try to hammer him early. So I think he's going to rise pretty quickly. It looks like our guy JB said added some unique combos and flipped the board for Rome Najee. That's very fun. I like that. Again, especially these last few drafts, it's like you're just trying to mix up some different, push to different exposures, mix up different combos. So yeah, that's absolutely very fun. We'll be back up here shortly. If Scatterboo goes to the Commanders, Lord help these two. This is true. He I feel like he's like a John Riggins, like just runs. So who would you compare him to, like an old school running back, Steve?
I mean, again, the comps that really stick out are the David Montgomery and James Conner. That was the first comp.
I meant like old school running backs, like a John Riggins. Oh, sorry. Think about that. But we are 0-2-4. Did you want to go? Is Baker here, or do you want to push it?
I don't think we'll get him because
all right. Well, other than that, I don't like Tracy. We got, if you wanted to do Burden, we could do that.
I was going to say Diggs, but let's just do Baker.
If you want to do Diggs, that would be the other one I'd be fine with. I mean, I have Drake May, but last call.
Let's do Baker. Yeah. So sorry, Rocky. But I know you maybe were planning.
Oh, because he has Evans. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We sniped him on Godwin, and then we snipe him on Baker. I want as much Baker. He was your hero for the big board, but one of the reasons you had a ton of Baker overall, and why you had 16 best finals last year. But obviously, he was your hero for the big board last year to finish 4th.
Yeah, and he's a guy. Look, I actually think in the BBM he might slide a little bit. I think we could see some quarterbacks fall down as some of these other rookie skill positions move up. And
so sorry, Dynasty.
But it's I think Baker is everything's in line for another big season. It's just Baker finishes a top 5 quarterback with Chris Godwin missing over half the year, Mike Evans missing 3-4 games, even McMillan missed a game or two, Kate Otten missed 4 games, 4 games.
I know.
Just a lot went wrong, and yet Baker still was top tier. So
yeah. How about this, Steve Huhames? I think there's any smoke to the Rachaad White trading block stuff?
Maybe. It's just, to me, it's a tough year to trade those types of guys because last year Rachaad White's better than just about any rookie. Of course, Bucky supplanted him, but most teams would love to have Rachaad White over like some of the rookies ever take. Kamani Vidal wasn't it. But I don't know. I still go back to in the playoff game last year, everything on the line. Sean Tucker doesn't get a touch, doesn't get a snap. It was Rachaad White behind Bucky, and it was that way down the stretch. There was a blowout game where Tucker ended up with a lot more touches at the end, but they were up by like 20 points, 25 points, something like that. So I just don't. I think Rashard White's still their guy, but I know there's the rumors out there.
If it
And
happens, a couple of Sean Tucker shares, like he's like Jeff T says,
yeah,
would be
sure. I
fun. But
get it. Tucker of like third backs, Tucker is absolutely what I would be in on, because that team is just so good. And Tucker has shown when he gets an opportunity, he's good.
all right, so we are back on the clock, Steve, at what pick number are we at? 90. Hawkinson, Downs, running back. Oh, well, we could do this if you want to.
It's a little early.
Downs, Hawkinson.
Yeah, let's go Downs. Let's go Downs. You need a little bit more of that, and
yeah, I got 6%.
Nice fifth receiver, good consistent floor play. Hopefully, either Richardson figures it out, or Daniel Jones takes over and at least is viable enough.
Yeah,
and yeah, so I think Downs is a fine value in that area.
We got our guy Bruni was joking around what Bears tight end or Bears taking at 5, because he was hurt that you were mocking Tyler Warren to the Bears. But no, Genty to the Bears would be. I'm rooting it on. I'm rooting it on for Bruni. I'm rooting it on for Bears fans. I'm rooting it on for my Genty shares. I think, and I just think, you do want those fun landing spots. Just for it to be exciting to watch and good football, but also, yeah, of course, guys you're highly exposed to. That's why we can't wait to see where Cam Scatteraboo lands for us, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think there will be draft day moves for sure, who Hames, and that's what's going to be so interesting to watch.
And so this is something, Meg and I talked about. I think we were, I can't remember, we were listening to, I think, a ship chasing show or something, and they were talking about, I think, Tyrone Tracy, like, he needs to the best outcome for him is, they're taking Abdul Carter at 3, and then they use a bunch of their like second, third, fourth round picks to trade up to get a quarterback in the first round. So then they don't have those picks to invest in a receiver. The only issue with that is then you have these situations where either Dobbins gets signed there. And it's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they use a second or third round running back, we absolutely know, Tyrone Tracy's taking a hit, but they could still sign. The point is, he's not totally out of the woods. They could sign a Dobbins. They could trade for a team. If the Bears get Genty, guess who's on the block again? DeAndre Swift.
Right.
Trade a 6th rounder for DeAndre Swift, something like that.
Wait, which running back were you talking about specifically about Dobbins?
Tyrone Tracy. It was a ship chasing thing we were listening to.
Yeah.
And they had a good point, but my thing is, because these good running backs can be traded for so cheap, especially Jags, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. is an okay running back in this league. It's just Washington's likely to upgrade. If they end up taking Travion Henderson, he could be on the block for the 6th round pick or something.
Ooh, Swift to the Raiders. That would be interesting. Okay, we're getting our guy. We got Genty, we got Hampton, we got Hunter, we got Scatteraboo. Rookie. Why not? This is like rookie heaven right now. Steve, do the Field of Dreams line.
Is this heaven? No. Look, I think Raiders are absolutely a team. They could be a sneaky team because they have a lot of needs. They could be a team to trade back. I've always said they very likely to target an Ohio State running back in the 2nd, though Henderson's now maybe out of that range. One thing I mentioned to you, just a crazy thought out there in terms of backup running backs potentially on the move. Zach Charbonnet to the Raiders could be an interesting kind of move.
That would be, yeah.
Zach Charbonnet's college coach was Chip Kelly. Pete Carroll drafted him. Raiders need a running back. Seattle, whether it's extra picks, whether it's part of a Michael Mayer trade or something like that, I just could see that as something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to say hi to a couple people in chat. We got our guy, Jamie. Always love to see Jamie. Hello, lady and gentlemen. It's always good to see you. And then let's see. Jeff T was speaking to the Giants and the Tracy point. We got our guy, Chad Candles. I always love seeing Chad Candles in here. A notification bell let him down. Pump for the draft tomorrow night. We are too. Cannot wait to see these landing spots, especially tomorrow night and Friday night. Round 1, 2, and 3. I think you're right, Dynasty Coach. I think our average age on our team is 21 years old. Absolutely love it. Yeah, we got to check out some teams here. Bruni mentioned nice fall for Goff and Faraci. And then I love how Bruni double tapped Caleb with DJ Moore and got Justin Fields with Garrett Wilson. Double tap that at the 1-2 at that turn there. So that is super fun as well. Don't forget Scadaboo. It was going to be a bust. Jamie's against us on the Scadaboo love. So Jamie, I love you. I always love you. Join us in chat. I'm hoping we're right on this one. I hope he gets a good landing spot. Fingers crossed. But it's good. It'll be landing spot though. I just posted a short from our show last time. You talked about Scadaboo and how, he can be a little bit landing spot protected just because of the different roles he can play on a team. And that's what kind of we're hoping for. Yeah. But God, if he went to, there still are some bad landing spots for him. So we're still rooting on the best landing spot possible.
And the thing is, landing spot's going to matter a lot. Draft capital is part of it, but landing spot's a big, big deal. I'll make a point after we make a pick.
Yeah, let's talk here. 1, 3, 5. What other stacks do we have? So all rookie running back room so far. Yeah. And I mean,
we can do Rams
Stafford later. We could do, Danny Dimes later, but no other stacks really set up. So top of the board here. I mean, you could add to the receiver. Yeah. So Pittman, Shaheed, and the other stuff. And then Ingram, I do need some more Ingram. I'll just put that in the queue.
With Tucker Craft.
And then don't love anything there unless you wanted to grab I'm obsessed with Drake May. Okay. No. So you want to go Ingram?
Ingram, yeah.
Okay, I'll just let it go. I mean, I know we talked about
a ton of Drake May with the.
I mean, I have 37%. It's not like it's a ton. What's 37% of my 8 prior teams?
A lot.
It's not, isn't it? 3 out of the 8 teams. Yes.
Yeah.
It's fine. If Drake May comes back to us, so she probably won't. I'm just saying I'll throw that out there because you don't have to force that. His guys are going to be guys that are likely to be drafted or Hunter Henry. So it's not like you have to force stacks with them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's Hunter. I thought you said Travis Hunter. No,
Hunter Henry. I wish I have a lot of Travis Hunter and Drake May. I wish it was that, but it's not going to be that likely.
But the point I want to make about landing spot being just so important now. Draft capital matters a lot, but the situations that are out there, if the Cowboys wait till round 3 to take a running back, it could be just so much better than a round 2 guy. Same if for whatever reason the Raiders wait.
What do you mean a round 2? What do you mean a round 2 guy? A round 2 guy getting a different landing spot than who the Cowboys? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like if they're going to a more mixed backfield. And it just really depends. And, look, Steelers are a good landing spot, but it's not as good as the Cowboys. It's not as good as the Raiders. Mm-hmm. So, the Steelers now round 1 would be extreme, but if they both take a round 3 guy, the guy later or the guy for those teams, the Raiders, Cowboys, et cetera, are definitely better fits. Browns are another one. Browns, it's Jerome Ford and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
there were some rumors about Scadaboo to the Browns. That would be fun. Okay, we're back on the clock. Can I take May?
Sure.
He fell to 127.
Yeah, that is a nice little fall.
That's great. That's not stupid. I'm not calling other people in the draft stupid. I'm saying it's silly that happened, and I'd like to take advantage of it. That's what I'm saying. Let's check out other teams that are not stupid. These teams are awesome, by the way. So we talked about everybody's first 5 picks. Let's talk about the last 5 picks, and let me know if we're coming up. By the way,
we might have sniped Rocky again.
Did we?
We got Stephon Diggs.
Oh shit. Well, we'll get Hunter Henry or something and some more rookie receivers that hopefully will land with Drake May. Anyways, we got Bruni's back half here. Jerry Jeudy, Jacoby Myers. I love the double tap of Caleb Williams, Justin Fields with DJ Moore and Garrett Wilson early, DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne. Again, Swift could be on the move if the whole Genty thing comes to fruition. Farachi, Calvin Ridley, Luther Burden, who I know you're so high on, excited to see his landing spot, of course. Aaron Jones, Jared Goff, and Justin was talking about how he got a nice fall for
Yeah.
Jared Goff with J-Mo. So Jared Goff, Colston Loveland, who we're both very high on, and Keon Coleman. Then Rocky 3x3 last few. So yeah, we might have sniped him. I apologize because was he? Yeah, we sniped you on Chris Godwin, and you gave us a grr for getting Baker, and then we took Drake May. So I'm so sorry, Rocky. Please keep joining us. We did not do this intentionally. I swear. I'm obsessed with Drake May. I've always thought all draft season he should be going much earlier. And Steve, you can talk about how like no design runs for him and still had like 400 plus yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. We think Josh McDaniels is going to use him much better. So we're just obsessed with Drake May and think like it's just a fun discount we're getting on a quarterback like that. So he's got Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, Tyler Warren. That's fun. Another one landing spot we cannot wait to see. David Njoku, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Harris, and then young Mula at the turn here, or the last year. Yeah, we talked about Najee Harris, Cooper Kupp, Tony Pollard, Zach Charbonnet. Some rumors there. Jordan Mason, who I should have been getting more of. I've been trying to get more of, and I keep missing out. Jaden Higgins and Isaiah Likely.
Yeah,
so
no, that's a good running back room he assembled without, investing a lot early.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Farachi's on the clock. We're up in 1, 2, 3, 5, 1. Dalton Kincaid, Penix, Spears, Leggett, Dubs, Ford is another running back if you want to add a little age. They were joking about adding age with Ingram to our young team, and we did it all in one. No, but what do you want to do here, Steve?
Yeah, there's not a lot that I like here.
I don't like this running, receiver area. So
no tight end.
Nothing that correlates, right?
No, nothing you pull up. So yeah, let's just
because Goddard could be on the move. Goddard correlates a team stack with AJ Brown, but he's a talk about a draft day trade. He could be on the move. So
no, let's take Ford. I like Ford. I think he's
even if they draft someone, he's still going to be in.
This is a good value. He's very similar to a lot of these other like kind of secondary satellite backs like a Jalen Warren, and you're getting them like 20, 30 picks later. So it's a nice extra value. I know the team could be really bad, but that just is maybe he's playing more passing downs.
Okay, let's catch up with chat. Mike Robb said Ingram is a damn near senior citizen on this team. Don't have to get all the age back in one player like that. GAB, we don't want Swift. My Raiders will certainly welcome Charbonnet into the fold. Yeah, that's right. You talked about the Charbonnet connections to the Raiders. Yeah. Thank you, Hu Haynes. I appreciate this. Drake May at 127 is always defensible, and we gotta know it's fine. so sorry about that. Bruni wanted one of those tight ends to fall to him, I guess, on this little run here. Or I guess it was, and then I saw people talking about Likely. Is there more smoke about Andrew's trade?
Boy, this goes back and forth, and I know some beat writers are more in on it, some are more out on it. But yeah, I do think there's something there. Again, it's similar to the running back situation. Same with Goddard. It's tough to trade a tight end in a good tight end class, but maybe somebody is out there that a deal can get done. I do. I got Likely a lot. I think I'm at like 15, 16%. Very little Andrews. But I just think either way, like Andrews was so touchdown dependent last year. Those touchdowns fall, and some go to Likely, some go to Bateman, whatever, Hopkins. It's going to be tough for Andrews to pay off his value. We're Likely, if he gets anything more than last year, if he got what he did last year, he's paying off this value. If he gets anything more, it's going to be a really good pick. So I'm 100% with you.
Okay. We're up in 2, and then I want to say check in with the chat at the top of the board, 2451. Alan.
Take Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to just get the third third quarterback. I mean, I do like hitting 2 to 3 in that area. And I mean, this is now around 13. So I think that's fun as a third.
Yeah. And I think Stafford is a guy who is obviously capable for multiple 20-point games. I know he had a weird playoff run last year where 3 of his lowest scoring games were those weeks, which was odd. But overall, his wide receiver room is better. His offensive line should be better. They're, week 1, they had 4 guys out, and number missed multiple weeks. So I just think he's in a better situation. And, you're not going to get those 30-point games from him, but as we saw last year, even advancing through the playoffs, having like some 25-point games can get you through.
All right, let me check in with the chat really quick. We got Ben Haskell in chat. What's up, Megan, Steve? Always good to see you, Ben. Thank you for joining us. Ford is only 25. So, and then DJ Quill mentioned May is super easy to backstack too. Are we ripping a little board tonight? Steve is going to be catching up on a ton of little boards or ripping a ton of little boards tonight. I don't think we're going to do it on stream tonight. Got to catch up on some other work. We are launching a best ball subscription, hopefully May 1st. So we're going to trying to get some articles and pre-rankings prep to then shift for the draft. So probably not ripping a little board tonight, and Steve will be, but Steve will be in the streets.
Be in there. So
Steve will definitely be in the streets. We just won't be doing it on stream. So best ball on call. Always good to see you. 18th like. Thank you. Hit that. Thank you for the reminder, by the way. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, we're on the road to 1K. Hit that subscribe button as well. We appreciate it. Huhaim says May is the best click on the board for I absolutely am obsessed with the Drake May. Did you already talk about like the no design run?
Let's make our pick here, and
then I want to get to the last two we got plenty more comments to get to. We will get to that after we make this next pick. Let's see here. All right, so we're one pick away, 162, and then I mean, there's a massive Keenan Allen fall if you just wanted to take it. If you think
let's look at running back.
We have 4. I mean, it's not like this is not an area of running back that I particularly like.
Some guys got pulled up, and then look at receiver.
I mean, where's DMart? DMart's gone. Okay. Just Coker. I mean, it's not an area I like here.
Go down. Yeah.
Didn't get it. Didn't get it. Yeah. Okay. You're right. I should have. I know. We should have said his name. I didn't. Damn.
This is the Sibling Showdown, guys.
What's that?
I said this is the Sibling Showdown, guys.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
Damn. I have been wanting more Damian Martinez and Kyle Williams. And so Damian Martinez went where he went. 160, 159. Yeah. Right before us. And then, Kyle Williams will likely go before we come back, but I'll leave him in the queue. I will say, I don't know that we had to do Stafford there since we could have built out more. Just because, but I go back and forth. Sometimes I like getting 3 in that, like, that sweet spot. I like, if you're not doing elite quarterback, I think that like round 7 through 13, it offers a ton of quarterback upside. So sometimes I like just doing 2. Sometimes I do like doing 3. So, but
the tough thing is right now there's so much fragility at the bottom of the quarterback market.
Yeah.
The Colts were just guessing. The Browns were just guessing. Giants, we kind of know, but we're also worried that Russ could get replaced at any time, and that could get even higher if they take a quarterback early. So there's just situations there, kind of when you get to that Geno Darnold, you just don't know beyond that.
Yeah. Let me get to the chat really quick here. So Steve will be in the little board streets, but again, we appreciate you joining us for our last Sibling Showdown big board. And again, we will have tons of best ball content, best ball subscription starting May 1st. I'm sure we'll be ripping multiple BBMs, us, Andrew and Justin, on Monday when BBM launches. Again, we will have a best ball subscription starting next week with rankings, with articles, with sub-only shows. So we're very excited about that. But yeah, we will cover DraftKings, drafters, tons of underdog, all the different types of underdog, rankings for the different types of underdog. So we're excited about all that. Let's again catch up again. We appreciate that like button from Best Ball and Call, and everybody who's hit the like button. Be sure to hit the like button as well. Huhaim says I could see Colts trading for a tight end and not drafting one. I mean, they definitely need to fix their tight end room. So I agree with Huhaim's there. And then obviously Goddard is, on the block here. So honestly, Goddard getting traded would be best for his fantasy production. I imagine he gets an extension, increased target share. So that's true. As he falls, he's definitely a good pick. DQ says, I may be crazy, but I think Jerome Ford is one of the best values on the board. I definitely think they're drafting a running back, but I do agree his value is awesome.
Well, it's honestly very similar to the Tyron Tracy thing where, right now it's whoever they draft or add that adds competition. Well, if the Browns are the one trading up for, take Hunter and then trade up for Shador or Dart or whoever.
We're on the clock. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kyle Williams went.
Yeah.
You have like percent Alec Pearson with Genty. So
yeah.
let's pull
Hunter
somebody
Henry.
up. Oh, Hunter Henry. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we're good. 3, 4, 6, 2. So we'll just one thought. So this will probably be a balanced build of 3, 6, 8, 3. So we're done at quarterback, need 2 more running back, 2 more receiver, 1 more tight end, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could go to
actually before you continue, let me finish the chat because then I'll get too far behind. It just is. It may be crazy if a psychiatrist says stop sniffing glue. Chad Candles frenetically autoing little boards. You and Chad Candles, I know, talked about this, that you are trying to get those little boards down. So I know you are as well. Who Hames, 9 little boards left. Nice. Ben Haskell, little boards. I guess that means +8 more to go, Ben. So, but yeah, and you're down to how many, Steve?
14.
Okay.
So I'm going to be multi-tabling tonight.
Yes. Okay. So 14 more, lots of multi-tabling with, it looks like, Who Hames, Ben, Chad, Steve. Let's see if you guys see each other in the rooms here. And then speaking of likely, 24%, 19% confidence, LFG. Love it. Kelly, enjoying the content. Good to see you in chat. Thank you for joining us. We always appreciate it. Mike Robb, what are your real people jobs? Meg gives off some sort of medical field. She's always late. And Steve, calf model for Abercrombie.
No,
real job is running fanspeak.com, and that's why we can't wait for you guys to check out our best ball subscription.
Just wanted to go back
yes, I want you to do that too. And I'm interrupting you one more time because I'll lose my train of thought. My brain, Steve. I will literally lose my thought. If you want to do some last mock drafts, Steve created On the Clock Mock Draft Simulator, has been going. This is our 12th NFL draft. Go to on the homepage, you can go to tools and it's under that On the Clock. We are on the clock, I know, as well, to use the same term. And I'll get back to that in just 1 minute. Not commit, but what else are you interested in here?
What about go to receiver real quick?
9 seconds, so pick something quick.
Let's do DeMario Douglas.
I don't know where that is, so I'm just
grabbing. It's above you, but okay.
He's not good. I mean, he's going to get replaced, isn't he?
Maybe, but it sounds like they're looking for a more traditional X. Diggs will be the Z, and Douglas could still be in the slot. I mean, it's not the worst pick. I have very little, only in May builds.
All right, let's queue up some running backs that we want. We got 3 rookie running backs. Jerome Ford. Who do we want to round out the running back room? Because, just anywhere, point up anybody. I mean, I have a ton of Shipley, but I'm always fine with that. Who else do you want? I know there's some rookies down here you don't mind taking shots on.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, Taj Brooks. I wouldn't mind.
These are obviously for later, but I just want to, so we don't just have like panic picks. We just, I have tons of Gibson with May. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah. Brashard Smith.
Yeah, I only have 3%. What round do you think he potentially goes?
He's like a 4th, 5th rounder.
Yeah. I mean, I know Taj Brooks is too. But I know you like Taj Brooks more as like a sneaky pick. Okay, Brashard Smith goes. Anybody else that you like around here? You said Jordan James. I barely have any Jordan James. Okay. We're back up soon. I think we should take at least one running back because it's getting thin and ugly. I know we both like Slayton a ton. I don't know that we have.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd take him in this build. Just took Tolbert, the same guy.
Yeah.
I'd take a rookie.
Oh, you want like a rookie up? Because I guess a receiver. We just have Hunter as we just have Hunter as a rookie receiver. So what rookie? So let's just queue stuff up for receivers too. What rookie receivers do you like taking late swings on? I have no Torrey Horton. Any thoughts on Torrey Horton?
I'd first say Savion Williams.
I think he's gone already.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, you're right. There he is. Okay.
I think you could look at Let's see.
I must not have updated my exposures. We took Tim Patrick recently.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac Tesla is, he got, he's getting some fourth round buzz. And then Pat Bryant would be the other one.
Oh, whoa. I didn't even realize. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to have stuff queued up, and then we just need one more tight end.
Let's take a tight end next to get our guy, and then.
Well, so we have Ingram and Henry with Mayfield, May, Stafford. I mean, there could be a rookie to Stafford, actually, if you want to take a rookie swing. I mean, yes, they could trade up for one of the top two tight ends, but they also could get somebody in the second or third round, potentially, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't mind doing a rookie. I mean, if Freiermuth's still there, that value is incredible.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Fannin just went. I queued up Freiermuth. Mason Taylor, I know you like. And then who's the later one? Arroyo. Arroyo and you like Ferguson. Yeah. You like Arroyo better than Ferguson, though, right?
Yeah, but it wouldn't shock me if Ferguson goes above him.
I mean, why is this not queuing up? Oh, okay. Let me just go to the board, and then we can catch up with chat. Sorry, chat. We have not been in sync here, so I definitely wanted to do some queuing there. But there was some agreeing on some of the queuing. So Chad says, good luck, everyone. Great stuff as always. Yeah, we have to do some streams together this summer as well. We always love seeing you chat, but we need to do some streams together. Pop Douglas is a dog, so that was from Faraci. So that was a whoops on my who says what kind of dog. We got the disbanded Brotherhood Dot. Always good to see that. Always good to see you. We appreciate it. Talking about late round darts, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt took my first share 20th round day 3 pick, but has day 2 talent. That's very well said. Yeah. And Who Hames agrees about JCM. And so I'll get back to that in a minute. We are about to be back on the clock here. And 3-5-7-2 need one more running back, receiver, tight end. So Faraci goes Savion Williams, who was one of the ones we had queued up. Where do you want to go here?
Do
you want to get Mason Taylor, or would you be fine with like an Arroyo or Ferguson?
Take Jordan James.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have much of him. Okay, so we're done at running back. I'll take Taj Brooks off. And then anybody else you wanted to queue up since
Pat Bryant.
Yes, that was the one. Yes, I knew I missed one. Pat Bryant.
So
okay. All right. Let me go back here and then back to the chat. All right. And then, I knew somebody in chat said Pat Bryant, and I didn't think I had queued him up. So Who Hames agrees, loves him some Pat Bryant. Did Faraci get Muth out of my face? Did he end up getting him? Let me go back.
A couple picks later.
Okay. I know he did fall.
He fell a lot.
So I put the bigger board up. Okay. He wanted to take him. Who Hames, okay. This is about Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Let's see. What else do we got here? He apologize in advance for any sniping. Pat Bryant does sound like the name of a game show host. That is true. Yeah. That is true. And Who Hames ended up with 7% Bryant in big board. I was finishing saying, if you want to run any last minute simulations on the clock, Steve created in 2013 for the 2014 NFL draft. Check that out. I think a few lucky people from our 500 stream got free Ultimate GM, which has all these upgrades for trades and that kind of stuff in on the clock. But check out that under our simulators and tools on the homepage. And yes, again, we will have a basketball subscription launching May 1st. If you're just coming in, exciting things with rankings, articles, sub-only shows. We got Bruni in chat, some fun game type shows. He was our Jeopardy specialist with some more best ball Jeopardy coming. But I interrupted you, Steve. Now that I finally caught up on chat, finally caught up on thoughts that were going to leave my head. What were you going to say? I interrupted you.
About DQ talking about Jerome Ford, and just another situation where if they trade up, they're not going to have a lot of ammo to take a serious running back. They're going to add somebody, whether it's a trade, whether it's Dobbins, whether it's, fifth round.
Could be Scatterbo.
Fifth round Taj Brooks, something like that. Or, but no, the point is, like, Ford is just in such a great spot, and I totally agree with that. And at worst, he is a Jalen Warren going 30 picks past Jalen Warren. And he obviously could be much better than that. And same with the Drake May situation. May had over 400 yards rushing, didn't start till week 5. And
then that's right. I asked about that.
Concussion. Didn't have a single designed run apparently. And he obviously didn't play week 18. That's how Joe Milton got traded. So 400 plus yards in a very truncated season is a lot of promise there. Like, yes, he's not going to rush for 1,000, but easily could be 700-800 pretty easily. And then if you get the kind of touchdowns that we see like Hurts and Josh Allen get, 8 to 10 even, you're just talking massive fantasy upside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you and I have been in lockstep about wanting to get, yes, we love Jaden Daniels. We love Bo Nix, some of the other exciting rookies, quarterbacks from last season, but Drake May, the price just feels like he could just way outperform that. Okay. Yeah. You want to go Pat Bryant? I want to join these guys and chat with some Pat Bryant shares. I got FOMO now. Okay. So we can get rid of Tesla, and then hopefully Arroyo or Ferguson fall back to us for a little rookie tight end. Maybe it's a little mystery box with Matthew Stafford, maybe not, but either way, it's a fun rookie to have with Evan Ingram and Hunter Henry. So I like that. See what our folks in chat did these last couple rounds. So Bruni got Jackson Dart to round out. Sounds like a round 1 quarterback. Can't wait. Again, can't wait to see these landing spots. And to round out his running backs from earlier. And then Faraci went back to back with some rookie upside swings. Actually, a lot of rookie upsides. Look at this. Ioman Arroyo, Horton, Savion Williams, Xavier Restrepo. That's fun. I can't wait to check out your team, Faraci. And then Rocky 3x3 on the clock went to Tavian Sanders, Jarquez Hunter, a little rookie upside swing there at running back. Young Mula is on the clock. Went Danny Dimes. Let's see. Yeah, he had Alec Pierce, so that makes a ton of sense. I've done that a lot. That's why I think I have so much Alec Pierce, because lately I've been doing I think Daniel Jones will have the starting job, maybe potentially from the jump, but definitely I think he at some point will take over. Curtis Samuel and coming back with his last pick now. But this has been a fun draft. We've kind of talked through a lot of the things we were feeling as we were ending big board season. And then, of course, all these things could be crunched up in a ball, thrown away, and then we start all over. We literally start all over on Monday. BBM, it is clear is launching Monday. And then I can't wait to see how they roll out all their other contests on Underdog. Sorry, what were you going to say, Steve?
Yeah, it gets much different in 18-round contest, now. Yeah. Whether like some of these guys we're taking right here, like Bryant, Ferguson, whatever, like maybe they're not guys we're taking. But
Faraci, let me see this tight end. Let's see, tight end or quarterback. You got Goff, you got Cam Ward. I'd probably go quarterback. I value quarterback more than tight end. Dalton Kincaid, Colston Loveland.
Yeah, I'd go quarterback.
We jump in with like 20 seconds left to go. Sorry. Sometimes I really don't mean to interrupt you, Steve. I know I sound like the bossy older sister. Okay. He goes quarterback. He goes the upside swing with Jalen Milroe. We get Arroyo Ferguson. I have no Ferguson yet, but I'm fine going Arroyo still. What do you want to go Ferguson? Yeah. You said he could go before. So I think I do. I think I haven't updated my BBO exposures from this week. Not it was definitely updated from our last show, but I don't think I updated it for today, so that's my bad. And then hang around, we will go over teams really quick, but let's catch up with chat as we wait for that to happen. So I'm glad we caught the Faraci comment. What were you saying, Steve, before
just once we get to 18 rounds, look, a lot of these guys are not drafted, or then we're taking them because we know they're not 100% draftable guys and stuff like that. but no, things really change once you get to 18 rounds,
Yeah.
and it's different, but it's absolutely fun, and yeah, looking forward to it now that we'll have much more information about these kind of these
Yeah, we
rookies
have.
and landing spots for the final free agents.
Yeah, we have the more information, but then we're down to 18 rounds. So it's going to be fun. Ben Haskell says Tesla is a fool's gold, in my opinion. Yeah, I've really just started hearing about him in these last few weeks.
Yeah,
So I don't have him.
he's an interesting guy because he was actually outproduced by his college teammate, Andrew Armstrong, who's looked much better. But Tesla is just, a little bigger, really fast, had a good combine. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of more of a project for sure. And I tend to agree. I've taken him a couple times, but I tend to agree. Like, if he ends up having a good NFL career, it's probably 3-4 years down the line.
All right. Mike Rob, when Lockett goes to the Chiefs or Bills and has multiple spike weeks, how down will we all be? I don't have I mean, the Bills are just so crazy, right?
But that's actually the thing about this contest locking when it does is
none of us.
there's going to be less than 1% of Tyler Lockett owned.
Yeah, the beauty of the time box contest is so fun, both now with Big Board, and then when they do those time box contests, you can kind of be protected in some of those things as opposed to the BBM for sure. Let's see. Did you hear the rumor Joe Milton outperformed May in training camp and practices? If that's true, I think that was a lot of smoke. But I mean, good for Milton. Where did Milton get traded to?
Dallas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So DJ Quill says, forgive my ignorance. If there's overlay, that means more people advance. Yes, you can explain that better than I can, but.
Yeah. So off the top of my head, the low board, it's like 18,000 people of these 56,000 are advancing. Well, if you only have enough drafts, say 40,000 entries or whatever, let's say 75% full. That's just an easier way to look about it. Then 25% of those 18,000 plus that are advancing, those need to be filled still by the teams, because every 12-man draft, 4 of those are advancing.
Right.
And so every draft that doesn't get done, whether it's 1 or 1,000 of them, 1,000 drafts of the 12,000 teams, you're just entering that many more wild card spots that would go. It wouldn't wouldn't be like every draft ends up being 6 to 12. Some might get 7 or 8 through because it's going to be points based. So you could have a 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th team. I mean, that'd be crazy, but they've just drafted well enough to get enough points. But it's with the overlay, there's absolutely going to be more playoff spots to the quarterfinals, to week 15. At that point on, then it'll run normally, but then it has better advance rates from even the regular low board.
Yes, absolutely. Dynasty Coach says, great job, guys. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll review the teams real quick, but we appreciate you in chat, in the draft with us. Frachi says, I have too much Arroyo. It's unhealthy. Yeah, I think I was about 13%, so it felt good to mix it up. And then Huhaim said the same thing. Basically, top points are awarded. And then,
that fill up to the playoff form.
Right. To fill up to the playoff pods. Thank you. Yeah. So, but good question for sure. What is the prediction where Kyle Williams, Jalen Noel end up ADP to start BBM if both are second round draft picks? Quick answer on that. So then we can.
Yeah. I mean, I think both end up top 120 players, probably top 100. A landing spot will matter, of course.
Like
if Kyle Williams goes to the Titans, not just the Cam Ward connection, but the Titans have nobody else beyond Calvin Ridley. If Jalen Noel goes to something with open receiver room, a more open receiver room, then that's better. But if he goes to the Bills in round 2, who I believe are 2 second-round picks, that's just a much messier, even though it's a great quarterback, a messier situation. So he might not go up as much.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to get to the chat real quick. Little board, big heart, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. We're all with it. Little board, big heart for sure. Index says, I showed up late. Did Steve talk about Scatterby or not? Yes, we drafted him for sure. We talked about how it could be a little bit landing spot protected because of the different ways he could contribute to a team early in the passing game goal line hammer. So we're obsessed. The obsession hasn't stopped. But thank you so much for joining us in chat. Index, Who Hames Cardinals wide receiver spot going to be lit. So where do you think Cardinals draft or receive? You think they draft receiver?
I don't know if that's what Who Hames was referencing, like the Kyle Williams, Jalen Noel second round.
Oh, yes. Got it. Yeah.
But that would be another good landing spot.
And you've talked about this before. Cam Ward and Kyle Williams played together at Washington State, right? And then so if they get Kyle Williams round 2, that could be super fun. Okay, so caught up in chat. We appreciate you guys in chat. Again, be sure to hit that like button, helps the channel. Drop a comment afterwards, helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't, certainly helps the channel. And stay tuned to all the exciting best ball content. Again, we will be back Friday, day 2, round 2 and 3 reactions live to the draft. A lot of fantasy players going day 2. We'll be back Friday at 7. Monday, Steve and I will be back for BBM. I'm guessing Andrew and Justin will do a BBM that night. And then full best ball schedule every single weekday. Best ball subscription, tons of content. Look for that all starting next week. We got Chiato in chat. I don't know how people could draft 3 to 5 at the same time. I know you're multi-tabling for sure.
Yeah.
And Who Hames says Steve knows what I'm thinking.
When I was in Who Hames ran his last BBM or big board.
Yeah.
I coincidentally had one left, so I jumped in, but I had 3 little boards going at the same time. So that was very interesting for the first half of that big board. Luckily, I had the turn pick, so I wasn't totally pressed.
Okay, so the Farachi says that was his thesis with this team. One of these rookies is going to end up with Ward in Tennessee. I like that.
Yeah,
GAB says, nice stream. Good luck to all. Good luck to you as well. Again, we appreciate you in chat and in the draft. Go ahead, Steve, and then we'll get to the teams.
I said about these guys, these second-round receivers, and it goes for Jaden Higgins, pretty much anyone. Io Manor, which probably to me ends up being more of a third-rounder, is the one guy I'm still more risk-adverse on. So I hope he stays later, just because I think he's going to take some time. I don't dislike him as a prospect, just don't necessarily buy the round 2 buzz and all that. But these second round receivers, I think, are like kind of a floor of 120, but some are going to be in the top 100, in that 80 to 100 range is where I kind of put them, again, depending on landing spot.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you, Chiato. Good to see you as well. Yeah. Multi-tabling 5 is rough. Okay. We're going to our guy, Justin. Of course, catch Justin and Andrew multiple times a week. They'll be doing a BBM every single week, starting next week. And he was at the one spot, 3593. He got his guy. He's a Bears fan. Caleb Williams, Justin Fields. I love that at the turn there with Jackson Dart, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne, Austin Eckler, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, the 2 stacks we referenced, DK Metcalf, Jerry Jeudy, Jacoby Myers, Cedric Tillman, Diami Brown, Amari Cooper, Trey Tucker, and then Jake Ferguson, Dallas Goedert. I saw him double tap those tight ends, which is fun. And then got Brenton Strange as well, who I know, but you and I like a lot. No, I like this team a lot. It feels like, every room feels, solid for sure. I definitely think every room's kind of mixed in with some upside as well. Mm-hmm. Obviously some nice, especially Bears and Jets stacks there. And then, you got some mystery box. Dart could go to the Browns or some of the teams that he, maybe Pittsburgh, some of the teams that he addressed here. So and then some team correlation with like, Diami Brown and Brenton Strange. Like we always lean into team correlation kind of over everything else. So yeah, I like this team a lot. Bruni, thoughts on that, Steve? And then we'll get to the other guys.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's Caleb is your solid anchor, who also I think has plenty of upside.
Oh, yeah.
But Fields is your big spike week guy, and Dart is that mystery box, and maybe just the late season, second half of the season sort of thing. But he's got running potential. He's got a good arm. And you got some potential stacks out there that you could really, hit the perfect, perfect landing spot with.
Yeah, I like your team a lot, Bruni, for sure. Steve, we'll go through ours super quick. 3-6-8-3, kind of our, standard, tend to do a lot of 3-5-7-3 in 18 round, then kind of peeling off one from running back and receiver. Typically because we usually dress some sort of anchor running back. So, but of course it depends on your build structure. Baker Mayfield, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, all stacked up. Ashton hit 3 rookie running backs to start. Genty, Omarion Hampton, of course, Cam Scatterby. You got to keep that 50%. Jerome Ford, Will Shipley, Jordan James. So 4 rookie running backs. A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Chris Godwin, Travis Hunter, our guy, Josh Downs. Keenan Allen had a big fall of almost 20 spots. Jalen Tolbert was a panic pick, and then we only had Travis Hunter rookie, so we added a little just mystery box rookie upside with Pat Bryant, Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, and I think I maybe have 1 share of Terrence Ferguson. Maybe he goes to the Rams, maybe he doesn't, but it's a fun mystery there. Rookie upside there for tight end. I actually really like this build, Steve. Everything's stacked up, leaned into the rookie running backs a lot. Still love our receiver room. I've got Travis Hunter. Anytime I get Travis Hunter, Cam Scatterby, and Genty on the same team, I'm a happy girl. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, we need those rookie landing spots, particularly for the running backs to hit right. But we got obviously the top 2 guys likely, and then don't worry, I'm only 30% Scatterby. I'm not as crazy.
You're in the 40s on DraftKings.
But DraftKings is a different animal. I mean, players are just free over there. Scatterby is very likely for a big upside landing spot. Then we took some guys that we feel like Shipley and Ford, great, number 2 backs with some satellite upside. And even Jordan James also is another guy, could be a 3rd rounder. He's a guy who, look, if he gets the right 3rd round landing spot, boy, his ADP is going to jump.
This is why we have to have the reaction show on Friday, day 2 of the draft, because hopefully Scatterby goes then. Hopefully a lot of these running backs go then. Hopefully some of these tight ends go then. So, we know Loveland and Warren's going day 1, but, there could be a lot of tight ends that go day 2 because strong running back class, strong tight end class. We're excited to see all these landing spots. Quickly, I answer this question for Who Hames, and then we will get back to the other 2 or 3 teams in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm not going to take Lazard, but if the Jets don't really add a receiver in the draft, if they, especially if they wait on tight end, if they're not taking like a Warren or Loveland who's going to be a big target getter, and they're more like, a Ferguson or something like that, still fine, but probably more like a 600-yard tight end versus an 800 or 1,000-yard tight end. I think that helps Lazard a lot. But right now, I just worry, yes, Lazard's going to be on the team, but I just kind of worry he's going to be out there for a lot of running plays, and they'll add another receiver, like in the 2nd round, who ends up being the number 2 target on the team. So and if they add a tight end on top of that, then he's the number 4 target. So it's just one of those things where Justin Fields, a lot of his fantasy points are going to come on the ground. We know this. I don't know if he's bringing home Lazard a lot.
Yeah. Chayota says, how is Scatterby? I haven't heard of him much on this channel. We don't talk about him at all. Bill Rose ADP has risen to 208. Yeah, I think there's, more smoke that I think you and I think it's going to be early day 2, but early round 2, as opposed to the round 1 rumors. But we will see. You never know. So,
and I think it's also because of the situation with the Saints, the situation with the Browns. Those are if he goes to a spot like that, he could quickly get on the field much quicker than he probably should. I think he's a great prospect, but I think he needs some time.
Yeah, you're hoping he has time to develop to be a fun quarterback to watch. But to Jeff's point, he has fantasy ceiling similar to Hurts did his rookie year.
Especially in these 20-round UD drafts, fun 20th round, 19th, 20th round mystery box.
Yeah, and Who Hames saw Chayado earlier in a little board. Love that. MDS says this all looks foreign to him because he maxed out during the combine. So I mean, the swings during big board season are crazy for sure. Then Travis Hunter was going like 130s or 140s. So wild times over here. Let's get to Farachi's team. 3, 5, 10, 2. Jared Goff, Cam Ward, he picked up Jalen Milroe in the last late there. And then Devon Chain, Josh Jacobs, Travion Henderson, Aaron Jones. So he went kind of get them early and then stop. So, quality, not both. That's a totally perfect build there in the running back room with Achan, Jacobs, Travion Henderson, could be a first rounder now, Aaron Jones, Rashad White. I love that running back room. And then Brian Thomas Jr., Jameson Williams, Calvin Ridley, and then Keon Coleman after Burden, and then just hammered rookie receivers for just upside swings. Luther Burden, Io Manor, Jalen Royals, Horton, Savion Williams, Xavier Restrepo, and then Colson Loveland, Dalton Kincaid. I think that's a fun way to build. Again, you did it the correct way about quality or quantity. You hit the quality, of getting those 5 running backs and then stopped. And then went quantity with receivers and upside swings with the rookies. So I think that's fun. Colson Loveland, anchor tight end with Dalton Kincaid, I think is totally fine. And I did think you needed a third quarterback. So having that third, rookie potential upside swing, I like it. I think it's fun. Obviously, Goff is stacked, and then he mentioned how his thesis was getting those receivers.
Good bet he gets a slack with Cam Ward. I mean, even if it's late, like with Strepo, another former teammate, and honestly could find his way to day one starting slot role for a team like the Titans. So it would not shock me at all if he's like a 5th rounder for the Titans.
Yeah, Ben Haskell mentions Ty Felton is an underrated and still love him in round 20. He's one that I've only gotten once or twice across, I've only done a few on DraftKings and Drafters, but, I've only gotten him once or twice. But yeah, is he an upside swing that you've taken some, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. Another guy who could maybe sneak in third, but probably a 4th rounder. He's at Maryland, led them receiving last 2 years, even though they had a big name guy in Caden Prather. He's a fun guy, good speed. Needs to develop a little bit, but yeah, I've always been a fan of his.
Yeah, and have to mention this. Travis says, "Who Hams? I love your streams. Good job." Yeah, Who Hams is in the streaming streets and is doing awesome in the streaming streets. So be sure to check out Who Hams' channel on YouTube as well. Tons of other great channels. We've got PPR Tyler, BBG, of course, Fantasy Sanctuary, Candyman, Fantasy Garage, Who Hams. So support all these different channels, because then you can just watch as much best ball content as your heart desires all best ball summer. So yeah, absolutely. And Who Hames definitely knows ball. Absolutely agree with you, Ben Haskell. Ben, do you have a channel? I thought you had a channel too. If you do, put it in here. Jeff says one mustn't draft teams based on ADP. The ADP, one must consult with community elders before making important life choices. I like it. Okay, let's get to the last couple teams, but I love that, Farachi. That was a fun team, a different build, but I like it. I like the way you did it. Very fun. Okay, 2 more teams. Rocky 3x3, who was in chat with us, and we appreciate you. 3683, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Russell Wilson, Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Rico Dow, Braylon Allen, Jarquez Hunter, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, Trey Harris, Adam Thielen, Tutu Atwell, Tyler Warren, David Njoku, and Jatavion Sanders. So I know he gave us a grur because we sniped him on Baker Mayfield with Mike Evans when we had Chris Godwin. And then we took Drake May and backstacked him when he had Stephon Diggs. So again, we are so sorry about that, but I like your stacks too. You got Trevor Lawrence. I think he has Trevor Lawrence stacked with somebody.
I don't think he got it. He ended up getting anyone with him, but
yeah, and you never know
the falling value of Lawrence.
No, and sometimes it's all just getting a first good running back, or first good quarterback anchored there. When snipes happen, just pivoting quickly. I like that. Bryce Young is stacked up with Thielen and Jatavion Sanders. Russell Wilson is stacked with. I thought he had it stacked with. Sometimes
I don't think he was able to.
Got Russ Wilson, which is just a good third quarterback to have, can help, advance rates or pop, and that kind of stuff. So I like that.
Just to remind everyone, the winner 2 years ago, his only stack was Jordan Love with Jaden Reed and Christian Watson. Watson, of course, doing basically nothing. He had Tua. The only player stacked with Tua was Raheem Mostert, a running back who doesn't catch the ball. And then nobody stacked with CJ Stroud. So sometimes you miss on your guys and you still can have a winning team. Yeah, you still want to build the best team possible.
Exactly. And that's what it's about. And again, every room, because he got Lawrence Young and then followed it up with Wilson, I like the quarterback room. Obviously has a very strong running back room, kind of addressed it early and has a very solid running back room, and still, like his receiver rooms, of course, anchored by ASB and Mike Evans, and, has the swings here with some guys that do need to come back from injury, but, and then some upside swings with Trey Harris. Obviously, I know you love Adam Thielen, and as do I. I mean, he's outperformed his ADP massively, and then anchored his tight end room with Tyler Warren. So each room, it feels very strong. So I like it a lot. Any final thoughts on that?
It's a good competitive team, and, sorry we sniped, but but I still think that team it's not like it's dead to be one of the 3 of 12 teams.
Every room was strong. Yeah. And we're talking 3 of 12 teams, but every room was, every position room was strong. I liked it. Young Mula, who was in chat with us and drafted with us too. We appreciate you. 3683, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris. We talked about his running back room, how much we loved it. Tony Pollard, when, waiting until pick 60, love those 3 as your, and then Zach Charbonnet, is there trade? Is there not? Love that pick. Jordan Mason, absolutely love that pick. Upside swing there, or swing with Sean Tucker, but that's, you have 5 really, really solid running backs there. Yeah. So like that a lot. Puka, Drake London, Rome, Cooper Kupp, Jaden Higgins, Alec Pierce, MVS, Curtis Samuel, Isaiah Likely, who we talked about in chat, Kyle Pitts, and absolutely love I have 21% Mike Gesicki. If you can get a piece of the Bengals offense, at pick 181, I absolutely love that. So you have, Darnold stacked up with MVS, Daniel Jones stacked up, and Charbonnet, by the way, as of now, Daniel Jones stacked up with, and you had Cooper Kupp as well. And then, of course, Pierce stacked up with Daniel Jones. You do have the Curtis Samuel stack as well, but, with Josh Allen, I mean, he spreads it around so much, he runs so much, to me, it's like, if you get a stack with Josh Allen, great. If you don't, I mean, he's carrying so much of it with his legs and just how much they spread it around in Buffalo. There's, ever since Diggs left, there's not one stack, at least right now, that you feel. We'll see what it is this year. But no, that's my long way of saying I like this team. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, again, very balanced, very strong, running back room. I mentioned it during the stream. He waited, but he then hammered 5 guys in a 7-round range or something like that. And really strong. And then, of course, put on Tucker at the end. But the receivers are very good. And tight ends like it as well. So I typically like more balanced teams, just because there's more, a little bit more certainty there. But I think it's built very well. You don't get the ultimate Josh Allen stack, but like you said, it doesn't matter. Same with Hurts, same with Lamar.
Yeah.
These guys just can do it on their own.
Yeah. Let's go to chat to round this out. This was very fun. Again, we appreciate you being in chat. We appreciate you being in the draft with us. Appreciate you hitting that like button, subbing if you haven't already. We talked about who what's that?
The Daniel Jones saying Amari and Hampton to the Rams. That would be bad.
Oh, okay. So let me catch up here. So Ben says he is trying to set up. I thought, again, I wanted to make sure I called out all the great best ball streams, and he said he is trying to set up a stream soon. So let us know. We'll get you on, Ben. I would love to hear it. Only stacks Jeff T likes is our Iowa hop. So yes, who Hames, you were talking about this. Daniel Jeremiah dropped his final mock, has who Hames to the Rams. Yes, that would not be ideal at all. That would be very, very bad. That's crazy. I hadn't seen his final mock yet. I guess it just dropped.
No, I hadn't seen it. Either. But that'd be shocking for a team that has so many clear directional needs, like tight end
and his win now mode.
Win now. Kyron is good.
Yeah, and it's they've loved Kyron the past 2 years. That's crazy. So then we got Lalsamo in chat. Always good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Dynasty, it's all good on the stacks. Being on the turn felt like you had to reach or wait on a QB. Yeah, that is so true on the turn for sure. This is like a life lesson, disbanded brotherhood. Sometimes when you lose, you win, yes, we would not be a fan at all. I have a ton of Amari and Hampton. I am hoping for, of course, Denver or just any good landing spot in round 1, not the Rams. That would be absolutely awful. So I think that covers all the teams, all the chat. Steve, final thoughts as we finish big board season. You're going to rip a bunch of little boards tonight and tomorrow. Again, we will be getting our rankings and then pivoting. Again, we have a show Friday night, day 2. Rounds 2 and 3, reacting live, a lot of fantasy players to talk about. And then we'll be in the BBM streets Monday. I know Justin Andrew will, I'm sure, be in the BBM streets Monday. We'll have, daily shows every single weekday, Monday through Friday. It'll be officially Best Ball Summer, essentially, as of Monday. We will have a Best Ball subscription dropping via Substack probably by Wednesday. So lots of exciting stuff coming. Those are my final thoughts. What are your final thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, no, good luck to everyone. If they have any more big board drafts, of course, the little board drafts, and just finishing up before the draft. It does start again, and there are some notable differences, but I'm excited to see where all these landing spots go. Excited to see where these final free agents end up. We'll kind of get that at the end of next week. I think teams have to wait for the compensatory pick formula, but we took Keenan Allen, and hopefully he doesn't retire. But yeah, that's the kind of thing we'll know, I think, not this Friday, next Friday. So, and in that window. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. And it's been obviously a very fun spring, and looking forward to the end of spring and summer with best ball for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait to co-stream with some people, bring back Friends of Best Ball, bring back Jeopardy and Justin, if he's still in chat, getting out his Alex Trebek suit. So we have lots of fun stuff coming. Be sure to stay tuned to Fanspeak Network and subscribe if you haven't already. Like Steve said, echoing his, enjoy your last few drafts tonight and tomorrow. Enjoy the NFL draft. We will see you Friday, hopefully, for day 2 reactions. But thank you so much for joining us. For Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.